Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, Predestined with Free Will, Apostle Paul and Israel's Future. The Apostle Paul in the New Testament book of Romans makes it very clear God is not finished with nation Israel. He makes this statement writing to members of the church in Rome. His writings included the idea of Israel's election, Israel's rejection, and Israel's future restoration. Paul is in serious angst and agony regarding his fellow countrymen. He'd go to hell for Israel. God has not kicked Israel to the curb, let alone replaced them with the church or any other group of people or nation. So there's no replacement theology. It's just not there. Check out Romans 9, verses 3 and 4. For I could wish that I myself were accursed, separated from Christ for the sake of my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom belongs the adoption as sons and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the temple service and the promises. The Apostle Paul is emphatic. There is no way God has broken his promise to his people and nation, Israel. And this idea is consistent in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. God's not changed his mind. He doesn't change. And we get three different groups of verses we're going to look at right here. Romans 11 through verses 1 through 2. I say then, God has not rejected his people, has he? May it never be, for I too am an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. God has not rejected his people, whom he foreknew. Or do you not know what the scripture says in the passage about Elijah, how he pleads with God against Israel? Also, let's take another look at Malachi 3, verse 6. For I, the Lord, do not change. Therefore you, O sons of Jacob, are not consumed. He's not going to get rid of them. They're sticking around. Lastly, Romans 11, verse 26. And so all Israel will be saved, just as it is written, the deliverer will come from Zion. He will remove ungodliness from Jacob. Now, there's all kinds of discussion, speculation, etc. about, quote, who is real Israel. I'm going to let God take care of that, straighten all that stuff out. Bottom line, he's not getting rid of Israel. Focus on the word saved. It is the Greek word sozo. The word is defined as to save, keep safe and sound, to rescue from danger or destruction, or keep one from injury or peril. Keep one from perishing. Like, for example, one suffering from a disease, to make well, heal, restore to health. And the tense of the verb is future. The verse is prophetic. Israel will be spared and preserved in the future. At the time of the writing in the first century, Israel had yet to be dispersed to the world, let alone regathered back to the land. The nation will not be destroyed. So, are they a flawed people? Yes. Are they imperfect? Yes. Do they mess up? Yes. They are still God's chosen people. And I would encourage those folks on their moral high horse. We are not one bit different than the nation Israel. The only difference between us and them is Christ, our behavior. We are all sinners. We all mess up, just like Israel. The only difference between us and Israel is Israel rejected the Messiah, and because of that, we were able to gain access to God through Christ. So we should have a little bit of a softness of heart toward these folks and kind of get over it. They're flawed. We're all flawed. The whole human race is flawed. Their sins are not any worse than ours, but at any rate. Today in the early 21st century, Israel's back in the land and a nation as prophesied. Israel has resurrected as a nation, and ultimately they will not reject their Messiah. Now, they're going to have a little detour with the Antichrist, that comes first. But the statement below is becoming more of a reality as time passes. There are Jews now who believe in Jesus, and the number is growing. The world will ultimately receive blessing. And we'll close with Romans 11, verse 15. For if their rejection is the reconciliation of the world, what will their acceptance be but life from the dead? Something to think about. If you're interested in this, it's going to be categorized under Jude, Millennial Kingdom, It's prophecy. It's coming. Also, if you want to follow along, click on the blue bar. Receive an email every time a new post goes out. So appreciate you guys following along. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.